about to experience is all courtesy of jazz, or as Nina Simone would describe it, she described it as black classical music. Well, it's in everything. The orchestra is here, that is Ghetto Classics. We're going to be getting the intrigues of their beautiful sound and of course symphonic as it can get. And I have some few friends pale ndani, akina Omoliti, akina Nani, 1 or 2 friends in there. We're going to have nothing but fun. But just to remind you that you're on Standard Digital Entertainment Platform, which is a virtual concert celebrating the International Jazz Day, and I'd like you to be a part of it. How about you use the hashtag Boogie with Standard Entertainment? Yeah, I'm going to say that again. Hashtag Boogie with Standard Entertainment. I'll be your host, Brian Aseli. Follow me at Brian_Aseli. But that's not the only platform that you can actually get us. We're going to be live on all standard media platforms, but specifically on Facebook, we'll be having KTN News. If you go to KTN News Facebook platform, you'll get us there. Standard Digital Entertainment Facebook, you'll also get us there. And of course, I'd like you to get us on Standard Digital, just like that. And it's going to be amazing on our YouTube channel as well. So make sure that you get to enjoy the sounds of this International Jazz Day. And there's an artist called John Coltrane, who is a jazz artist, and he said that if you play a shoelace, so long as you're playing it sincerely, trust you me, it's gonna produce the best sound ever. But right about now, we have to listen to the sounds of Ghetto Classics. To experience Ghetto Classics was in a previous show on KTN Home, and you get to meet some young gifted people, and these young people can actually be infectious. Wengine, you'll take their numbers and be like, yo, when are you performing next? They've had an experience, and later on in the show I'm going to be talking to Munjal Irene, who is one of the tutors with Ghetto Classics. But of course we have to delve in a better conversation through music, so I think I'll throw you back to Ghetto Classics, who are prepping to play the next song. I had them play Coldplay, which is one of my favorite bands, but I don't know what they're playing right now because they haven't given me their repertoire. But remember to use the hashtag Boogie with Standard Digital Entertainment. Make sure that you get to use that hashtag Boogie with Standard Entertainment, and of course tag me at Brian_Aseli, and we are on YouTube, Facebook, across all social media platforms. We'll make sure that you get to enjoy some more sounds right now, and later on we're going to celebrate some of notable Kenyan jazz artists, and you love it. Trust you me when I say that. Oh my goodness, I pretty much enjoy the sound. Louis Armstrong or Louis Armstrong, depending on kama ulienda 844 ama ulienda GCSE. Louis ni 844. Louis Armstrong is the artist they just played right now, and he performed right here in Kenya, and he performed in Nairobi at what we know as City Stadium. Later on, he performed at the City Hall, and then did an amazing gig at Afraha Stadium in 1960. I know some people who are playing in the Ghetto Classics are like, oh, he played in Kenya. No, yeah, he actually did. But if you're joining us through the digital platform, asanteni sana for joining us right now. I'm going to be having a conversation with Munjal, but in just a moment. How about we celebrate some of Kenyan jazz artists, and we'll dive into the list right about now. Gogo Simo, or the Gogo Simo Band. You get to enjoy everything about this man who enjoys versatile background or rich heritage that is in French and of course Kenyan and Congolese background. He's a multi-instrumentalist, and I have watched him perform a couple of times. I was one of the lucky guys to actually watch him perform during the Upawa live DVD in 2012, which is really intriguing for me. It was some foreign sound right there, but his high-pitched voice is something that you need to always look forward to. Guess what? This thing runs in his family because his father was a famous saxophone player, and that's why he picked up the saxophone as his first instrument. Later on, he did percussions, then piano, hapakule, and it was quite exciting to learn that he started all this at a very young age. And his style of music is known as Afro smooth sound, something that you need to also put a finger on and get to know that the influences from his genre are not limited to only Afro smooth sound. It's also jazz, soul, rumba, soft rock, funk, pop, Afrobeat, and of course Mwanzele and Bango. That's a little bit Costarian, if you ask me, the sound that you can actually adapt to. And you'd also get his albums Founding Keys, Zabibu, Hope, and of course Hatua. And he's done collaborations with people like Kolo, formerly of Kleptomaniacs. You'd see Ulopa Ngoma, and of course the legendary, the late Papa Wemba. You gotta love everything about this guy, and of course he's done international festivals that you all need to check out. Another person that we need to celebrate today is Kavutha Mwanzia Asio. I'll tell you why I've added the Asio name, because she performs alongside her husband, who's Mr. Asio. She is a music director at Safaricom Jazz Festival, and she's been that since 2014, and it's quite exciting to learn that she was also part of the Tasker Project Fame, and did a lot of things there. Of course, did a collaboration or great managing at Mo Sound, where she is the managing director as we speak, and she is an alumni of the prestigious Berklee College of Music. You'd love everything about her. She's been to Boston, lived there, studied there, and of course that's why she decided to come back with an not exported sound, because I believe that jazz is from the motherland, that is Kenya or Africa. Not Kenya. Kenya hapo nimechocha. Hapa ni genge tu nama. And of course Benga. But if you move on, we'd like to celebrate Ricky Nanjero. But you definitely know Ricky from Ricky na Marafiki, and yeah, he performs with his friends. You'd hear the trumpets in there, where Ricky decided to bring about this amazing genre that is Benga, or the Kenya polyrhythm sound. And of course Afrofusion and Afro Soul is some of the high smashing sounds in the high life and sukus that he adds onto the list. And of course Makosa and traditional Kenyan sounds is what brings about the fusion. And he's the band leader of Ricky na Marafiki, and you love everything about his sound. Someone else that you need to support or even go and listen to keenly. Funny how it's gonna rhyme with this one, McKinley. Yeah, so we listen to him keenly, because you get the joke. No? Okay, fine. So McKinley Muthembi, Nairobi Horns Project is what you can actually tag onto his name. He's actually so precise and thorough. Every time I've tried to get an interview with him, he's like, what are the questions? What are we going to do there? How many pieces are we playing? And the precision in that is the precision that comes with Nairobi Horns Project, and it's something that you all need to know. Some of the recognitions he's gotten is hosting and speaking to nine-time Grammy Award winner, that is Winton Massey, and of course the producer of Cafe Ngoma. He's one of the nominees, and he has so many accolades. The projects that he's done is he's been the trumpeter of Out of Africa Safari through Magical Kenya musical tour, and of course he's done a lot of European tours in the Netherlands Netherlands and Denmark for about 4 months. So this guy is versatile. He's rich in sound, and you need to go listen to his sound. And I have to mention them. They are right here. Ghetto Classics. Ata tupige makofi tafadhali in the background, because I love their sound. And what they've done is something very transformational. From 2009, they decided to do something really amazing. Imagine, mimi mse wa ghetto, mimi mse wa Ongwaru, but they decided to combine sounds from Huruma, Wasewadi, and they came together, taking all these classical instruments to ghetto. First of all, ni kama kupigwa na butua, because it's not easy to just look at. First of all, you sing a violin in the ghetto. How? They did that through the art of music, and of course, brought about more than 650 children who have really benefited from this. I only have a small group of them right here, and that's why today we want to talk to one of the tutor, Munjal. Nigote, please. You're good?
I'm good.
Yeah, just hold the microphone vizuri. Do a brief introduction of Ghetto Classics, and then nitakuuliza maswali moja mbili as we get to know more about Ghetto Classics.
Okay, so you've said much about Ghetto Classic. I'm even surprised. So Ghetto Classic was started in 2009, and in 2019 we celebrated our 10th year anniversary.
Nice.
So we are at our 12th year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's located in Korogocho, one of the slums around Nairobi, and our aim is to change the lives of kids in the slum through music.
First of all, I like the beauty that's going on right here. Like, it's blue. I've never seen blue. It's really expressive.
Come on.
So talk to us about your expression. Which instrument do you use to express yourself even more?
I'm a percussion player. This is my 7th year as a percussion player. Soon I'll be celebrating my 10th year also. Okay.
Oh, nice. Congratulations for that, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I'm a tutor, and this April we are celebrating our 3rd year since we started Ghetto Classic Mukuru.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's
you have different places that you
branches,
rehearse. Okay, tell me, about how many people do you meet for rehearsals? That's before Corona. How many people would you meet? And how has Corona really affected your rehearsals? Because now you have to meet very few people as compared to the large numbers that you had before COVID.
So before COVID, we could meet 200, I think 150 to 200 students every Saturday and Sunday. But due to Corona, now we have to meet as in maybe 20 or even 30, because we have to maintain the guidelines. Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
It's so sad because you at some point you don't get to meet some of the students, because we came up with a schedule that every day there are different instruments that come for rehearsal, so that we don't crowd and we have to minimize the little space that we have. So the space, the water, yani image change to everything has just changed, and the music that we used to feel when we were a group, we were just like, okay, now
It was large sound.
Yeah,
but nowadays
now,
you have to listen to the.
Yeah, you find that sometimes it's only percussion students, sometimes it's only clarinet, so you don't get to feel the sound the way it used to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your personal experience as a tutor, because you might get someone who's not gifted. How do you tell them, "Menyewe, by the way, uko inje, you can't do this. Like, this is not your gift." How do you aid someone from I don't know to now I know, and then later on to I am a maestro or I'm a guru in this?
It's a learning experience from the way you start. So it's a learning experience. As a tutor, you get to meet different students. You'll meet the sharp one, you'll meet the average, and then you'll meet the ones that teacher is idea hapa. So you have to work with them baby step, until it reach a point that now you tell him or her, I've already done my part as a tutor. So
hapa tu ni wewe na Mungu. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I can give you the 90%, but what about the 10% that comes from you?
Okay. Who's like your influences? Where do you get your influences from? Because you play the drums, so maybe there's someone you watched, or there's a kind of music that you listen to that aids your sound and that makes you feel better or even learn better and
I'm my own motivator.
Hey, see, Paul, what is humility?
Yeah, I believe in myself. I don't want to be like somebody. Okay. I want to be that somebody.
Hey.
Yeah.
Go tell your story. Hapo sawa. I'm going to have the conversation some more, but we have to listen to Ghetto Classics. And of course, I'll be talking to some of the tutors and even more, just get to find them on social media. How do they find you on social media?
Instagram, Miss Munjal.
Miss Munjal, that's how they find you. Ghetto Classics, we'll find the finer details of how you can find them. But for now, the beautiful sounds. Honestly, that song is exactly what it is. It's a song by Nina Simone. It's called Feeling Good, and that's exactly what I'm feeling right now. And I hope that that's exactly what you're feeling right now, because hashtag Boogie with Standard Entertainment continues right here on our social media platforms. Standard Digital Video, if you go there, that is SDV on YouTube, you'll actually get us live. I'm just about to talk to Lamek, but before I talk to Lamek, who's one of the tutors at Ghetto Classics, I will be telling you some of the information on how you can share in the fun. We'd like to know how you're celebrating your International Jazz Day, which is really prolific because it marks the 10th year since UNESCO marked it as a way to have dialogue and of course have empathy and peace through jazz music. So if you're out there, that's something you can note down. But right now I need to ask you this question. That's the question you're using, and you can use the hashtag Boogie with Standard Entertainment if you can watch us live right now. And the question we're asking, where did jazz music originate from? And there's only two answers to that. Those are the multiples, but there's one answer to that. Only one correct answer. The other one can be an answer, but it's wrong, right? So I'd like you to just go and check it out. Where did jazz music originate from? That is Africa or America. We'd like to find out that, okay? So give me your correct answer. It's more of a Twitter poll. So Ndedi Pale, show some love, click on it, tell me, is it Africa or America? And of course, another question you're asking, how do you choose to celebrate your International Jazz Day? If I get a lucky chance to just sample some of the answers, it's going to be a good one. Tag me at Brian_Aseli. Right now, I have Lamek. Chuko microphone, karibu sana. No, me ekatu mask close to you. Just brief introduction of who you are, the finer details.
I'm Frederick Lamek Otieno, a Ghetto Classic player. I play the violin. I've been playing it for 7 years now of experience. I finished my high school in 2019, currently joining university. At my first semester, I'm studying architecture at Nairobi Institute of Technology. What else? And also I'm a tutor at Ghetto Classics. I just started tutoring like last year. Because so when you finish your high school and you've been playing for Ghetto Classics, so you teach the other younger people. So I've been teaching the other younger people since I finished my high school.
So there's one thing you've said and it really captured my attention. You're the kind of people I think the job market is looking for. You've said you have 7 years experience and you just finished high school.
Yes.
Hey, Che, employers, come get your people. Honestly, like you have 7 years experience, so you started playing when you're aged 12?
Around 4, I was in class 7 when I joined.
Okay, yeah. That's around 13, 12 up
13 up.
Okay, so tell me about your experience generally, because you've said you have 7 years experience. What has been the highlight of your career now that you started your career way too young?
My experience has been very nice. I've met a lot of people. I've performed very many places. My highlight experience is when I went to Poland, 2018, when I was in Form 3, around August there. We were participating in a festival called Brave Festival, where we rested there for around 1 week. Then we came back. Then also my highlight experience when I performed for the Pope. Around 2015 there.
Ordinary. You know, this guy is not normal. Also, you know, in 2013 I performed for the Pope. You're just feeling it like that, right? But that's a good thing. Now that you perform for the Pope, that's one of the things that you are adding on to your list. What are you looking forward to? Because the future is even brighter. Because a few years back you performed for the Pope, then I think the next one, I would say you perform for Jesus, because it will mean that you're dead by then. But I'd like to know who are some of the people that you're looking forward to performing with or alongside, and of course I'd like to know, like, what's the future like for you? What's your plan? Are you planning to quit music?
No, I'm not planning to quit music. First of all, music is my foundation of everything. Many people say education is the key to success, but the way to that door of success is through your talent. So I found my talent to be music. So before I reach the door of success, I need to better my music. My success is I'm planning to do architecture at a degree level. Now I'm studying the diploma level because the fee was so much higher. So I had to apply for a diploma level. Through music also, I've been catering for my education since high school until now university also. So you see, music, it's kind of the basic thing for me. My early performance, who I would like to perform with. So these young musicians, artists in Korogocho slums. I'm planning maybe most of the time. My plan is to perform with them, make them, just that, perform with them.
Make them a big sensation.
Big sensation.
Okay, hebu kwanza before tuingie kwa usungu tupu. I'd like to know, how is music received in the ghetto? Because labda wasa unaangalia ni walami watalipiwa school fees waende majuu. How are you perceived in the ghetto? Because Korogosho slums is pretty much close to where I grew up, so like getting that classical feel, getting that jazz feel and taking it home, how is it received? Ama sahi watu washazoea because you've been there for quite some time.
Sahi watu washazoea because tumekaa hapo for some time.
But the first time you received your violin, how did that make you feel?
First of all, me and violin, basically I think it's a miracle I'm playing violin because that day I wasn't supposed also to join music. I was just going on my shughuli tu zangu kawaida. Then I saw a lady. She was called Etamadeta, my first violin teacher. She was teaching around 50 kids with that one violin. So I wanted to know what is this thing she's using. So I attended the class first day. I didn't sikupata chance ya kushika violin. Then I went to the second day. I didn't find the chance. So nilikuwa na come to every day mpaka sikuenda shika violin. Then a certain day tukapata donations where violins will come, Polish Aid. That's when nilishika violin. And at that time sikutaka kucheza any other instrument, nilichukua tu violin. Na hiyo ni different na mimi kwa sababu wale watu wengine wenye wa understand kitu yote tuna play, they're like wanacheza tu kelele tu. Sasa kuna siku fulani like orchestral music, classical music kwa hao. Then tuko na maparo hapo tumekaa, then mzaya akaanza kuuliza, kwani music ianzi? Msikia tu beat from beginning to end. Na mimi niko hapo nimeingia ndani kwa zone, naelewa music baya sana. Yako music haianzi, yana ngoja kusikiza masauti. So at first time ilikuwa very hard mse ku understand what tunafanya, kile tuna play. Na which nime appreciate sana community imeanza ku understand kile tuna play. Tumekuwa even wengi. Unapata kwa weekend tuza receive around 300 kids in Saturday or Sunday. So unaona imeanza ku acceptiwa na community. And also sasa tuka come up also na a more way educate community, tunacheza zile ngoma wanajua. For example ukisikia karibu yangu ni wazayo wamesikia from kitambo, so ukisikia wanasema ngoma tunaijua. Ngoma kama za kina Oliver Mtukutsi, for example tukaza Sauti Sol, so anaweza kuelewa violin za cheza stuff, si classical, si kelele.
So you have to start from where they know, they understand the sound, to now the foreign sound, akina Louis Armstrong, akina
kina Mozart, tunaingia hizo.
Okay, sawa. Hapo sawa. Everyone who's using the hashtag Asanteni Sana, I have to mention some of the names of the people who are tuned in right now. Okay, big shout out to you who's tuned in. Pia namuona pale, there's a gentleman called Jmo. Asante. Ocheng Peter also tuned in. Lisbon, hey, that's a dope name. And of course Ngash KE is also using our hashtag, that is Boogie with Standard Entertainment. Right about now we need to have some more conversation through music, and of course I'll talk to the, how do you call him? The conductor. Yeye na matatu difference ni chukita hapo. So we're gonna get some more. How do they find you on social media?
Me myself,
yes,
me Frederick Lamek, all the social media. Hivyo tu.
And of course you can find us at Standard Digital Entertainment, that is Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. And of course find me at Brand_Sally. I don't know what they're playing right now. I hope they're going to play something nimewahi sikia. Unajua Nairobi maisha ngumu, but keep on watching. The next song, I'm going to be joined by, I call him CEO. He's going to give us the finer details of who he is. Charles is here. He sits in a very important committee, jazz committee, and we're going to have the finer details of that in just a bit. And it's quite exciting to actually learn that more young people are getting interested in this kind of music, that is jazz music. And of course, it's the mother of all jazz. And of course, we're going to dig deeper in that. And then later on, we're going to make sure that you get to have a conversation with one of our seniors here at Standard, just to get the finer details of how the future of events digitally are going to be transmitted. So make sure that you get to stand by, relax and enjoy the sounds of ghetto classics. Such an ending, you might even not know that it just ended. Louis Armstrong said, if music is so good, you enjoy it. You don't mess with it, because there's only two kinds of sound, good sound and bad sound. Right now, I have one great guy. I call him a bad guy because he's such a bad writer. Alikata kuni invite birthday yake, but this is life, social distancing. Charles, how are you, man?
I'm okay.
I've always looked up to you, by the way.
Thank you,
It's such
Brian.
an honor to host you, because for the longest time I've been seeing you on the newspaper, and I was like, one day I'm going to work with you. So this is a dream come true.
You should write more. Thank you. First of all, let me appreciate the sound of ghetto classics. They are doing massive, massive kind of jazz. I was listening, I was seated behind there, and I was wondering, are they hitting the right notes? Yes, they are hitting the right notes. In jazz, it's all about notes. It's about jazz standards. And for some of us who really appreciate jazz, when you hit the right jazz notes, then we know that you are great jazz artists. And I think they're doing fantastically. They played Dorothy Masuka's composed song, the South African, of course, which was done by the Mama Africa. That one everyone knows, but
Miriam Makeba.
yes, Mama Africa. So it's important to see that they can actually transcend the jazz sounds, the Afro jazz. They can transcend about the jazz standards in the African scene. Yeah.
This is a beautiful day for us. It's International
Jazz Day.
Jazz Day.
Yes,
Why is it important for Standard? And of course, we see a set of young people picking up this authentic sound and just expressing themselves. Even the song they played is more of a pop song. It's not a jazz song. But what about jazz and the rest of the music?
You see, what happens is that jazz is the mother sound. Music is composed of 4 parts. And jazz is the only music which has the 4 parts. Because music is the strings, is the horns, is the vocals, and is the drums. That's a whole music set. It is only jazz that has all that set.
Umesahau watu wa wind instruments. Wananiangalia hapa wako like, oh, so music is music without us, but that's the complete sound.
It's a complete sound.
Yeah.
But you see, drums and wind, they're considered almost the same one thing, because the other one is, that's why we say strings. The horns is the whole range, the trumpets, those are horns, the trombones. So that's why we're saying that it's a 4-part music. So the other forms of music actually carry from the mother sound. So that's why we say rhythm and blues. But rhythm was basically from jazz.
Yeah.
And then the blues were the vocals, which were a bit softer.
Yeah.
And then you see, and that's why we talk about classical jazz, and then we talk about, after that, jazz moved to bebop jazz. Then we have the Afro jazz, and we have the jazz standards, the classical, like they're playing jazz standards. Yeah.
That's really intriguing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Kenyan music scene when it comes to jazz. You've been here and you've seen so many festivals come to Kenya.
Yeah.
And quite intriguing that Louis Armstrong performed right here in the 60s. But how was it received in Kenya? Is it such a sensation, or it's just gradually picking up on the sound?
You see, internationally, traditionally, after independence, the sounds which came to our shows were bigger sounds. That's the time you find so many South Africans coming in, and most of the music we do today, what we call benga, actually was a crossover from Patwa sound from South Africa and a bit of the Congolese rumba, which was fused to form benga. So now the jazz sound which came in, which forms the rumba sound from the other side of Central Africa, was the biggest. So the influence crossed over from the Caribbean to New Orleans. And when the likes of Louis Armstrong were coming, it was a serious marketplace, because the Kenyan music scene people were optimistic with independence. There's optimism, people want to see new things, and people are coming to celebrate Africanism. That's why it was such a big event. Yeah.
Has it beaten into our natural sound? Like now that we found benga, which became our predominant sound, and we are now getting into Afrobeat. Do you think that still jazz can be applied on the same?
See, jazz is broad. That's what I'm saying. It depends with the genre of jazz you want to play. Naturally people go for smooth jazz. That's what people consider jazz. Some of us prefer bebop jazz, which is a bit up-tempo. Then there are new sounds of jazz, which is a crossover. So jazz is not limited to the traditions. But the people who play a specific sound, then we ask them to play the jazz standards. The jazz standard is the way they are playing. So they're playing songs which are in a certain way, and they're not pushing the boundaries. If you push the boundaries, then you develop a new genre of jazz. Yeah.
What are you listening to right now? Like, or if you look at your phone right now, we're going to get like a jazz song, or who do you listen to?
Jonas Gangwa, he passed away this year. Jonas Gangwa played, of course, with Hugh Masekela and Kipi Moketsi.
Even Hugh Masekela is big when it comes to jazz and African sounds.
So Jonas was the trombonist in that group. They formed that group in 1951 in South Africa. And Jonas died in January, and for many Kenyans who've watched that Steve Biko movie, Cry Freedom, he's the one who composed the score. So it is important. That's one of the songs I'm listening to. I'm listening to Jonas Gangwa's songs. I'm listening to, and it's also good to listen to Hugh Masekela, my friend. I was with him in South Africa. He passed on. He passed on,
but you were friends?
Very close, because I've attended the Cape Town Jazz International Festival for 10 years without fail. Okay,
10 years without fail. Let's talk about your association to jazz. You sit in South Africa, and we also had a lucky chance of just listening to some of the sounds that you gave to us, but we can't play them because of copyright.
Yes.
And these sounds are from Cape Town.
Yes.
Talk to us about how the festival is like, and do you think that there is something closer home that feels like Cape Town Jazz Festival?
I think in the world there are around 4 international jazz festivals. The first one is North Sea Jazz Festival, which is done in Netherlands. Then you have New Orleans Jazz Festival. The third biggest is actually Cape Town International Jazz Festival. Cape Town International Jazz Festival happens it is a 4-day event, 32 stages, different places. In Cape Town Convention Center. So it is around the clock. There are around 100 artists which come in and they play non-stop. So it is you to find the next stage.
Oh, nice. So it's rotation.
It's rotational. They're
It's like Tomorrowland, but the difference is we have DJs. So we go around picking DJs.
So now you go picking. If, for example, if Hugh is playing in one of the biggest halls in, it's called the Kippi's Hall, or Moses Taiwo Molelekwa's Hall. So you'll go to which hall you want. When this one ends, the other one is starting here, the other one is there, the other one is a parking. So it's a big event where there are various acts across Africa and the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really intrigued by the knowledge that you have. Like, I'm just like, what? Thank you so much. Do you think that the Kenyan scene is promising when it comes to jazz and,
Yes.
and of course, classical sound? Because we've seen Safaricom Jazz Festival happening right here, and it's invited so many people. We've seen people like Richard Bona, who does not play jazz, but of course has this rich African sound. We saw the late Manu Dibango, who came some few years back and did a great job on stage. And of course, he passed on just a few years back, just 2 years
COVID
back.
actually, yes.
Yes, so last year, and
last year,
we
yes.
you did a story on it.
Yeah.
Just talk to us about how the legends are fading, but how is the music scene for Kenya? Will it bring about a birth or a renaissance of some sorts?
I would say that, let me start with an African scene, the jazz scene in Africa, and the Ghetto Classics is a very good start that they are filling in that gap. In South Africa, there's a gentleman called as Jimmy Drutlu. Jimmy is one of the finest young jazz artists in Africa.
I have one of his albums.
Yeah,
like
fantastic
the first one,
composer, fantastic range of vocals, and fantastic instrumentation. That's the epitome of jazz. Now, coming back in Uganda here, Isaac Katumba is fantastic. He does well in jazz. His sound is great, and he's going places. And then locally, of course, we have the CEOs who are very good. And of course, the younger guys who are
Kato
joining-
Change is such a
Change,
guitarist,
guys,
Shamsi
yes,
Band.
Shamsi Band. Guys who are just coming in. So I say that the future of jazz in Kenya is brilliant. The African jazz scene is vibrant. So there's nowhere we can say that. As the legends keep fading, the newer blood are coming with even better compositions, which will be classics in future.
I love that. I love that you've said whatever we are composing right now in future will be considered classics.
Yes.
Because people would often do the Mozart, the original New Orleans sound, but now we are bringing the Africanism in it. I'd like you to just talk to me about what do you think we should do to preserve the sound? Because at the end of the day, there's sounds that we've stayed with for a long period of time, and people try to bring in the hype. But in Kenya, how can we preserve first our musicians to the sound?
The biggest sound in Kenya will truly remain Benga because of that falsetto guitar riffs. Because Benga, you see what describes Benga? Benga is the authentic Kenyan sound. Because when you play Benga, there's the Eastern Benga, the Western Benga, and then the Starab, the coastal sound. So those are authentic sounds. What we need to do is to up them and have more modern instrumentation so that there's an uptake in that. But it does not stop us from still incorporating new sounds. That's how music develops. That's why hip-hop came from rock and roll. And people don't know that hip-hop is actually from rock and roll. So the sound develops from another sound. So the Afro jazz, or what we call in Kenya Afro fusion, is the mashed elements of different sounds. There's a bit of Benga there. There's a bit of Kiswahili Tarab and lyricism in there. And there's a bit of the old traditional instrumentation in it.
That's really exciting. Do you think the government is doing enough? In as much as people usually say, wachana na government, nyinyi mjisort.
You see,
Do you think there is a way we can preserve it even more? Like the icons, having statues, instead of having political statues or politicians statues, can we have like more like, you've been to SA, you've seen most of the people who are being celebrated, the Brenda Fassie, the Mama Africa, the Hugh Masekelas, are the people who are being remembered through the statues, and some of the heritage centers like the museums are remembering such people. Like for us, akina Remy Ongala, nani anawakumbuka, like these Benga artists and of course the classic artists, how best can we do that to also just honor them?
I think the government will not always honor artists. It's us, people who are in this scene, to push a proper legislation for recognition of the art, so that it has to be formed as part of the constitutional right, that people who perform and have contributed immensely to the society has to be rewarded, awarded, and also be taken care of, so that they don't die into poverty without being recognized fully. Now, I think that there's a legal question there which need to be addressed. And then there's also what we call the popular opinion and what we can push from areas like the press, areas like the social areas, and so that we rally the support for this to be actualized. But more importantly, also, it is us, people who are involved, the artists themselves, to make this thing known to everyone. In South Africa, people, the marketplaces, people do songs, people dance on the streets, there are street bands everywhere. So now you cannot avoid those guys, because every corner you turn, there's a guy who has a band at the corner. If you walk across Nairobi, you'll find maybe one person trying to do that. But in South Africa, if you walk in Joburg, you walk in Cape Town, there are like tens and tens of bands who would perform anywhere.
It's also popular in Europe to actually see people perform in the streets. Hapa sisi kwetu Kanjo. Kanjo nayo.
That's why legislation is key.
You and your guitar. You and your saxophone in the streets. Kanjo wana deal na wewe.
Yeah. But we need to recognize our old guys. Of course, the likes of Skuma Binongaro. Remy Ongala actually was is Congolese.
Oh, it's Congolese.
Yes, Remy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's Congolese. Skuma Binongaro is, of course, still alive. He's in the western part of the country. Then there are people like Osumba Rating, many guys, older guys, who've been in this scene for quite a while.
Yeah. And we have so many legends who are celebrated abroad more than here. I celebrate you today.
Thank you.
And I wouldn't like to celebrate you when you're not here. So I celebrate you.
Now, later M-Pesa.
M-Pesa number, Ghetto Classics. Mutanitumia pesa ile mko nayo so that tumpe. Umesikia, those guys have performed for the Pope. You know.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's really exciting.
I think,
kudos to them.
I think they should keep up, keep playing. We hope next year you will play probably in Cape Town. Yeah, we'll try link you up with the organizer is called Rashid Lombard. And the wife is called Yana Lombard. Fantastic individuals.
Tell them we have Ghetto Classics.
So Ghetto Classics.
Tell them we are coming. And by that time I'll have joined, you know. Like I've already talked to the tutor right here. Yeah, Munjal has told me I will come, I will join. Even if I'm struggling.
You must be talented to play jazz, you know.
Yeah,
you can't.
Let's not get personal, okay? Let's not get personal.
This one you can't guess.
Charles, thank you so much for creating time to talk to us.
Thank
Some more music, and of course I'm going to be talking to their conductor. Then later on, we'll see what we have in store for you. Keep on using the hashtag Boogie with Standard Entertainment. And of course, tag me at Brand_Sally, tag us at Standard Digital Entertainment, and KTN News. Sawa, make sure that you do that. Let's have a conversation through the sounds of Ghetto Classics. still waiting for the conductor to come join me, but he's not. He's just flipping on to the next page. But not to worry, I think we're going to have one more. And as we continue, I'd like to mention some of the people who are tuned in right now. Let me find it. Yes, let's write it together. Hashtag Boogie with Standard Entertainment. Yeah, Salsa Standard Entertainment. Yes, yes. And then as soon as you get there, I find people such as Tony Basweti. Asante sana for just using the hashtag to get in conversation with us. Some more people who are tuned in right now. And of course, people are trying to attempt where did jazz music originate from? Is it Africa or America? And of course, so many people are tuning in right now. Selemani Kisalo says Africa. Amos Nyaega says Africa. And Musa decided to troll us. Musa, that's not respectable. But I commend all the people who tried to just mention on the content. And of course, right now, I'm diving live on KTN News. I'm being told that we have to celebrate this amazing day. Thank you so much for joining us. We are on Standard Digital Video. If you actually want to check us out, you can see us on YouTube. It's such an amazing day, International Jazz Day. Why it's important is because this is the 10th anniversary of that Jazz Day, and we have so many people who are celebrating it across the world. Right here at home, we've been celebrating artists from different walks of life, and one, I just would have to enjoy the sounds of Ricky Namarafiki, who's one of the people we are enjoying, we are celebrating today. We enjoy Shamsi Band every single time we tune in. You can actually go check them out. A breed of young artists who also incorporate jazz music. We have Sage, who does a great job at it. We have Kasiva Asio, who always intrigues us with the sound. And of course, right now, I'd like you to get the sounds of Ghetto Classics, who I have been talking to for a minute. Jazz is nothing but great sound. So how about we get to listen to Ghetto Classics? Oh my goodness, this guy is like, he has superpowers. I'd like him to join me right now. And as he joins me, I'd like to find out if He does anything with his hands. Just come with the, you and his stick. I don't know how to call it. So you're going to actually give me directions on this. Continue watching us right now on Standard Digital Video on YouTube and of course across social media platforms at Standard Digital. Find us at KTN News KE. It's as simple as that. And this conversation continues. First of all, welcome.
Thank you.
Microphone, please.
Yeah, thank you.
Hapa una superpowers, hapa una ujanja. It's just the microphone. Kindly tell us your name and what you do. I know you're the conductor. What is this?
This is called a baton. It's basically used to guide the orchestra.
Sasa ukika hapa hivi, if you do something, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, basically.
Let's do it. Hey! Those are the superpowers. Give me the baton. Umsiniseti wase. Okay, how does it work?
So you have to look at them.
Okay.
Make sure they're ready, and then just do your thing.
Oh, so that was the problem.
They have to follow you. Yeah.
Okay, so I have to be serious
You
when
have to
I'm
be ready. Yeah, don't be serious.
I have to be serious. Okay, just
But
give it to
not
me.
too much serious.
Okay. Is this facial expression good enough?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, fine. Why are you laughing? Okay, fine. Okay, let's try it again. Why are you smiling? The lady was just smiling. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, this is the last try. It works.
It works.
Hapa Kenya Power hawajafanya ile kitu. Just talk to me about why you decided to be the conductor. Or is it something you're chosen to do? Is it a calling for you? I remember I grew up in Salvation Army, and that was the only time I had to hold a baton. And they wouldn't play to my music, but I would just do this. Just thinking that I'm controlling them. How does it make you feel, first of all, to conduct them? And what does it entail to be a conductor?
Okay. Thank you. My name's Brian Monica, aka Brasho, popularly known as that. I'm not really a conductor. Yeah.
What are you?
I'm
You're an imposter. Because you're doing someone else's job.
I'm a performer, but being an instrumentalist, orchestral, you have to learn how to conduct.
So what do you play?
I play the trombone over there.
Aki, can we get a closer shot
Yeah,
of that?
that's
Because
the trombone.
ukisema trombone, Aki yao. Aki, just come. We want to see the instrument. Just come and walk in so that we see what a trombone is. Unajua ukisema trombone
Yeah.
huko kwetu huko cha watu wataelewa kweli.
In the trombone,
Yes, we'd like to see how it looks like.
she's called Ruth.
Okay, that's Ruth.
She's my student.
Okay, nice. So
Yeah.
that's the trombone. Okay. So
trombone.
So
And,
how does it work? How does it work?
It uses the slide to play the note. We have
Just
the mouthpiece.
come here, Ruth. Karibu sana. We're going to make you famous.
Yeah, so this is a trombone. It's basically in two parts. So we have the slide and the bell, but we have the mouthpiece. So it works.
So this on top is the mouthpiece, this is the slide.
The slide, this is the bell.
Is the inaitwanga bell?
Yeah,
Okay.
bell because she peke neka bell.
Okay, just
Basically.
hold it up kidogo. Nice.
Yeah.
So that's how it is.
see?
So ebu tufanyie for example, just move mbele kidogo. Just an example of something. Just yeah.
yes, play,
yeah.
play.
Yes, let me hold this. Yeah, just play something. Kakitu tu kamoja. Wacha. Tutalia. You know that's. Thank you so much, Ruth. I wish we could clap for her. We can't, please. That's really exciting. How does it make you feel when you see your student doing a great job?
I'm so happy. I feel so
Don't
proud.
cry. Don't cry. No, you're getting emotional, but don't cry.
Yeah, she's so lucky. So yeah, it feels good to see your students play after some time because it gives you the hope of you're doing something that is really meaningful. So
Let's talk about your repertoire. You have a very amazing list. This is not the first time I'm hearing you play. I've hosted
Yeah,
the
sure,
Ghetto
sure.
Classics before, and you're not doing the same songs.
Yeah.
So how do you come up with this unique sound? Okay, you have a very unique sound, but also your repertoire is unique in its own sense. When do you know, hapa hivi tucheze this kind of song or play this other kind of song?
So according to our repertoire schedule, we have a schedule of we know what to play when and when. So it depends with the urgency of our, let's say for example a concert. Yeah, so each concert has different repertoire. Yeah, so which means we have to have a variety of pieces to play. So most of the pieces we do on our own. We arrange them. We have our own composer here who arranges our music, and then other music we. So it depends with the level of the orchestra. So we have the orchestra can be into three groups. So we have the beginners, we have the intermediate and advanced. So each orchestra has their own repertoire depending on the level of their playing.
How old should one be for them to play? Because I'm seeing there's a young guy who's really captured my attention. Naomba tu akuje. I don't know your name, so I'll just ask you to come.
The young guy.
Anajifanya si yeye. Huyu.
Is he really young?
I promise you. So I like to just. He's really captured my attention, and so many others. There's a flutist out there, a lady who's doing a great job. There's a guy who's playing an instrument. I don't know if it's not a double bass. It's a cello. Yes. And I'd like to just say hi to him. Just hold the mic for him.
Is Collins is our leader for the orchestra?
Ati?
He's the leader for today. I hope.
just put your mask down, kidogo. Yes, and say hi to us. He'll hold the microphone for you and talk to us about how it feels to just be part of the orchestra.
So, hi, my name is Collins Udhiambo. I'm 14 years old and I play the violin. So, my experience playing the violin has been well, especially for the first day when I hold the violin. The sound that came from it just made me happy, so I chose it.
So you chose it?
Yes.
That is really exciting. So how long have you been playing again?
For 3 years now.
Sasa huku kwenyu kila mtu. I think these are the guys you're looking for. Just clap for him in the background. So thank you so much for just creating time and speaking to us, okay? This guy is
He's so talented.
already akona 3 years experience.
Yes.
These are what our bosses are looking for.
Akifika 10 years atakuwa mbali sana.
Akifika 20 akona 10 years experience.
Imagine.
That's what every employer is looking for. But that's really commendable what you're doing, and also just nurturing the next generation of greatness. What does International Jazz Day mean to you?
Basically, for me, it means different jazz musicians come together from different parts of the world to have a common goal, which is jazz, basically, yeah. And then we just play music together from. So you find if I'm a jazz musician from Kenya, I meet one from Uganda, I meet one from UK. So when we come together, we don't like play the jazz for okay, it's the same jazz, but now just bring us together. So I think this is the best period to just share music from different parts of the world. And
Yeah, so it's going to be exciting for us. Keep on using the hashtag Boogie with Standard. And of course, I'm being told that we can use the hashtag International Jazz Day because it's being celebrated across the world. If you look at the hashtag, it's actually trending right now. Asanteni sana, you guys are amazing. And it's such a good day to listen to some more music, jazz music. How do we find you and the group on social media?
you can find me on all platforms.
Sema pole pole. Platforms. Usamaliza hata tujaanza. Tujaanza hata ushamaliza.
All platforms, Instagram Brashy Brian, YouTube Brian Mwanika, Twitter Brashy Brian, everywhere.
Hey.
Yeah. For the orchestra, Facebook Art of Music, Instagram Art of Music Kenya, YouTube Art of Music, Art of Music, everywhere.
Apo sawa, go get them, tafadhali, go get them, go get their sound at Out of Music. Follow me at Brian_Selly. Find us Standard Digital Entertainment. One more, and then I'm going to talk to my boss.
Thank you.
Fine? Asante. So as they play these sounds, I hope that you're going to enjoy some more. I don't know what you're going to be playing. What are you playing next? Or you're yet to decide?
I'm yet to decide. Yeah.
Wanna feel sauti soul ama wanna feel rumba?
Wanna feel sauti soul kidogo sahi.
Ama kuna mtu amekufinya macho hapo, it looks like you don't want to choose that song. So let's see what they're going to be playing, and as they do that, it's going to be exciting, really exciting. I've heard that they have composers in there. They have people who play the instruments, and it's so exciting. They have the trombone, the cello, the double bass. They have saxophone, the flutists are on the background. I've seen a clarinet in there somewhere. These instruments are really rich in sound, and we'd like to hear some more music from them. So if you're out there, make sure that we get to listen to some more. I think he's going to sing on this one. I'm not quite sure. It could be a surprise. And the hashtag you need to use right now is hashtag Boogie with Standard Entertainment. Keep it right here, right now. Oh my goodness, that's Bruno Mars' song, Uptown Funk. You gotta love, love, love it. He has a new album. I don't want to talk about it because today is about ghetto classics and International Jazz Day. And I just wanna, it's an honor to host Kizito Namulanda, who is the intake editor. It's such an honor to meet you in such a chilled out environment because you're usually mostly on the move. It's hard to find you and I have to book an appointment to see you, which is exciting. How are you?
I'm fine, I'm fine. Thank you.
Good to see you. You're swagged up. You're looking nice.
Thanks.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Friday,
good to see you. And the shoes are also dope.
Oh.
On to some serious matters.
Okay.
International Jazz Day. And of course, we've decided to incorporate it here, right? At Standard Digital and Standard Media in general. Why is it important to do such ceremonial concerts, especially now that we've taken it virtual?
Yeah, actually, I'm very happy. First of all, let me tell you a story. It's very interesting that I'm talking about our newsroom on International Jazz Day because our newsroom, if you look at it, it's structured around an orchestra. And the way we have designed that newsroom, and the super desk at the center with so many desks around it, and the super desk playing the role of a conductor, and I'm seeing him here playing and make sure every instrument comes in tune. That is actually the concept in the newsroom, and I'm very happy
give
that
them a tour, like
Yes,
a
oh,
bird's
yes.
eye view of what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Because
please.
it's basically what you're saying. The conductors at the center, and of course we have the whole team trying to work together. So far, so good. Are you enjoying it?
Yes, I'm enjoying, correct. And actually, welcome. You should take them around and see the newsroom. It's a public gallery. It's just that COVID rules are limiting us, but we should have people touring and explain to them how we are doing it. So far, so good. I'm very happy. Yeah, and of course, you talked about hosting them in the newsroom. This was on purpose, and when we designed our newsroom, we wanted to have a space like this one for events where we can get the people to come in and do events. And you can see we have this nice ghetto classics band here playing, and many people can come here for several events. You can launch a music album here, products, and several events. And when you do that, we are able to take it live on TV, live on digital space, and also on radio. And we can do a lot of stuff within the newsroom. And don't forget, you get the chance to interact with our editors and our reporters.
That's good, because we just had the Pulse Music Video Awards in the same space.
Yes.
And now we have the International Jazz Awards in not awards, International Jazz. You see,
Maybe.
we should have an award show.
Yes.
We should have an award
Yes,
show
I
for
like
jazz.
it. Yeah,
Maybe
we
in
should
Kenya,
actually next year. Maybe.
right here, Sindio.
Yes.
And I'd like to know, like, what's your kind of music? Because I know, yeah, people don't see you in a lighter, more chilled out space. What do you listen to?
Yeah, you know, when my friend Charles Otieno, we call him CEO here, he said about jazz, then what came to my mind was TP OK Jazz.
TP OK Jazz,
So-
yeah. They didn't mention it, but I was like,
but
Yeah.
actually I enjoy jazz, I enjoy rumba, that's my music, relaxed music. But I'm also a fan of bongo music, and yeah.
Hapo pa bongo, I'm 100% sure. 'Cause
Where aren't you sure?
so, have you heard of Mbogi Genje? No?
Which one is that?
Ngumi ni mbwegze. That's all you need to know.
Which one?
Ngumi ni mbwegze.
Mbwegze.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard about
so
that.
when you say mbwegze, anywhere you go and there are young people, trust you me, you get a response, okay?
I've heard about some Wexe thing.
Let's talk about the future of virtual events right here. And what's the plan like? Because we've done 2 successful so far. And not too successful, because we often have virtual shows on Spice that happens every Friday, and we get all these amazing sounds. How has music instrumentally changed this space? And what's the future like for virtual events?
Yeah, the future of virtual events, of course, first of all, I must mention that when we designed this newsroom, it was before COVID. And you can see that we didn't predict COVID, but we were thinking ahead, because we were thinking like digital events, virtual events are going to be very important. And that's why we had this space. It's small, but you can do wonders. We already talked about it. So what is going to happen is that this space is available for any events, any day. And we are talking to people already. Some people have booked it up for events, for meetings, and so all you need to do is to just get in touch with us, and we can make it happen. And of course, you know that today people are watching a lot of TV on their mobile phones, and this is becoming very, very common thing, and that's why this space is busy. And so I'm sure you already have lined up several. I've just seen your plan.
Yeah.
Several artists are planning to come and launch their albums here, have their shows here. We can do interviews. We are doing our latest show, sports show, Tiki Taka from here. And we are going to do very many things here. And also if say there's an international artist coming in from the rest of the world coming to perform, you can bring them here for an interview or for a test or something. Yeah, so that is why we built this space.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love the convergence that we have right now,
Yeah.
because when we have such a platform to showcase jazz, it's going to be on our digital platforms, it's
Yeah.
going to be on TV, radio, as well as print, or even digitally. It's going to be done digitally.
Yeah, and
why is it important to have a 360 kind of media approach?
Yeah, of course. First of all, I want to say that this space, the beauty is that it is built for that. From here, you can go live on all those platforms you mentioned. Yeah, TV, digital, radio, yeah, everything, yeah. And we built it for that. But so your question, you said?
I said, why is it important to have 360
360,
media,
yeah, 360.
approach towards
Yes.
the new age media?
Yes, because we want to reach our audience wherever they are. Yeah, if I like your content and I'm only on Facebook, if you don't come to Facebook, I won't get it. And you see, I love your content, so you get and find me there. So for the people who are online, you find them there. Those ones who watch TV, you will find them there. Those ones who are listening to radio, we find them there. So it's important because people are now consuming content like that, and you have to follow their consumption patterns and their behaviors, and where they are, you go and meet them there. I know young people do not sit down to watch TV on the box that we are used to, but they know a lot of stuff. They get everything that happens on TV because they're able to watch that online. So that is why we are doing this 360, to just get audience on all platforms. Yeah,
that's exciting. We're just about to get some more feedback on social media. What would be your parting shot? What would be your final remarks about the International Jazz Day? Because we're just a bunch of troublemakers, treblemakers, not troublemakers. You see, almost caught you on that.
Yeah,
one.
you caught me.
Troublemakers.
Actually,
Charles was
did,
looking at me like, that's how you go home.
You did actually.
It's troublemakers, because we have Ghetto Classics who are on standby, just ready to give us one more as we finish. But what would be your parting shot?
Yeah, my parting shot, this is very exciting. When we were designing this, actually, even me, I didn't think it's going to be this exciting. But when I see, especially this group, this Ghetto Classics, and these young boys and girls playing all these fantastic instruments, is very, very exciting. Now that I talked about my music being the side of TPOK Jazz, I hope that the next number could be in that direction. I don't know whether we are allowed to dance, but next time maybe.
No, we are allowed to dance. I'd like to see you dance.
The carpet.
That's a lame excuse. Thank you so much, Kizito, for creating time to talk to us today. It's quite a rare moment to have you be on this space.
Thank you.
But we're looking forward to having you on more virtual concerts as we celebrate music and entertainment at large.
Thank you. Cheers. And now we are all now doing this.
No, it's supposed to be double. Mbwekse.
Double.
That's
that is a Mbwekse
that's
one.
Mbwekse.
Okay.
Pity. Yeah, that's exactly how. Before we finish, and thank you so much for staying with us. As we conclude, I have to mention some of the people who are tuned in. Asanteni sana for the likes, the comments, and the shares. We have Mark Lukale. Asante sana for joining us virtually. We have Abdallah Shuaib. Big shout out to you. Chirchir Hari. I see you, as well as Freddie Munyao. Asante for always using our platforms to communicate. Derek Cons, big shout out to you. Who else do I see? Frankie 14KE, big shout out to you. Who else do I see? Hapa hivi. We're seeing some more people. Charles, big shout out to you. Leo Towet, amesema ko tuned in. Simba, I see you, as well as Alexei, big shout out to you. Asanteni sana. Keep the conversation rolling. We have an entire 24 hours to continue with the celebration of jazz music, and that's all the time we had right here. Big thank you to the producers, the directors, and of course the editors who are in charge of this amazing special, a virtual concert brought to you by Standard Digital Entertainment. Keep on supporting us across all social media platforms and also on television and radio. We have Spice, we have Radio Maisha, we have Vibes, and of course catching the vibe right now is more classical jazzy vibe. Have a beautiful day, rest of the day, and of course enjoy the music.